Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been so long since we've been able to upload last. We've just been stupid busy here at the shop, but we got some new dual caliper brackets in the mail, so we figured this would be a good time to show the whole product overview and catalog that we have for dual caliper brackets, all the makes and models that we offer for BMWs, as well as the two new ones that we just got. So the two new ones are going to be for my car. Basically, because it's such a hodgepodge mess, it's a 1 Series with E92 M3 knuckles and F80 big brakes in the back. I needed a custom setup for mine. And then for Mike's as well, he has the E46 with the non-M trailing arm setup, but we have the StopTech SD40 calipers with the 355 millimeter rotors. So yeah, let's jump into it. We're gonna go from everything from E36 all the way to the F80s and show you guys all the different calipers. All right, so let's go left to right. So first we have E36, that's the oldest generation of dual caliper brackets that we make. We have the non-M and M3, and then we get into the E46 generation. So the E46 has probably the most variants. So we offer a 320X version, a M3 version, as well as a 330 version. So these are all just depending on what trailing arm you have. If you have done upgrades or swaps, then really the important thing when checking out is to know, what trailing arm you have, because that's what is actually different in the dual caliper brackets. I'm sure high level, as I just zoom across, you're like, wow, that's just a bunch of gold, half hoops that basically all look the same. But if you do look really close, obviously they're all notched differently for the different trailing arms. The main setup is the same, just with the hardware that's basically used. The only one that is different is going to be the E92 M3. There's an extra bolt for that one just because of the knuckle design. So very close in design, but all very different and will not work if you don't have the right trailing arm. So E36, E46, then we get into the 1 Series and 3 Series from the E8 or E9X generations, as well as the M3, also the 1M. Haven't seen a real 1M start drifting, but hey, if you're out there and you want to drift, we got the product for you. And then the last one is our, I guess I can't say newest because we just got some new ones in, but the F80X. So this is the F80 and F82 M3 and M4. So this one has a bolt-on rear, what am I trying to say, bearing. Bolt-on rear bearing. So that's why we're able to do the full loop all the way around with this one. Really, it doesn't change anything. It's just how the knuckle was designed. So we were able to make this one. Some of them do have caliper options in colors. You can get black or red or gray. Most of them come in the standard gray anodized. But for some, like the E46, you do get, Wilwood does make multiple colors in those calipers, so you do have an option when checking out. Okay, so now let's say you've picked your dual caliper bracket as well as your caliper. Other things that we would offer for this complete swap, you could select from different variation of wilwood pads. Most of the time we just offer a standard or an aggressive pad option. We always recommend the aggressive one. We have plug and play stainless steel line kits, as well as all of the hardware that you would need to run these. Different kits come with different options. Some are 68-inch lines with 60-inch lines, but most of them are the same in the sense that you have this MPT to AN fitting that goes inside the caliper, and then you'll have the two lines that route together into a T, and then we'll go forward in the T to a banjo fitting, which will be on whatever master cylinder you want to run. Most of the hydros are just personal preference, whether it's a vertical or a hydraulic pull, and then whatever brand you feel like going with. It's there's so many out there, so it's really just personal preference. We offer wilwood and ASD. Those are two that we like, that we typically stock, and a lot of people do like to run those as well. But like I said, there are thousands of options out there. Go with whatever one you feel like. Also, one of the hydro mounts we do offer is for the E80 and E90 generation. This goes in your center console, and then it has multiple adjustments for you to be able to set up either a wilwood, ASD, or a drift HQ hydro. So it has those bolt patterns in it already, and all you have to do is just bolt it into your center column. All right, so you just placed your order. 2 days later, because of our excellent customer service, your package has arrived. For this one, you have a E46 M3, and you're going to be drifting the crap out of it. So what do? You ordered the E46 M3 kit, and you ordered the right one because you watched the first part of this video. Yours won't have a very satisfactory pull tab because, well, I don't want UPS opening this, so let's dig in. Oh, that wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be. All right, so this is what your box of goodies will look like. It's going to come however you configured it. Most of the time, it's going to come with 2 brackets, 2 calipers, a set of pads, and if you selected hoses, you'll get hoses as well. If not, yours just won't have hoses. So there should be a baggie of hardware in there as well, and we're going to show you just how easy it is to go from box to drifting. All right, let's dig into your box. So we're going to take the hoses and the hardware out for a second, and we're just going to do a double check that Chris wasn't an idiot when he shipped this to you. These are going to come labeled lefts and rights. Just double check that you have one left and one right. Put those to the side. The calipers, that's easy. They're both the same, so it doesn't matter. And brake pads. So now we'll put the box to the side. We're going to grab this, and let's take a look at what hardware you got with this. All right, so you took out your hardware. You're going to have 4 long M8 ARP hardware, 2 short M6 ARPs. You're gonna have 4 Allen screws, bolts, and you're gonna have 2 longer Allen screws. So on your dual caliper bracket, the M8s are gonna go in the M8 holes, 1 M6 per side in this little guy. Then the 4 shorter Torx heads, or Allen heads, sorry, are gonna go, they're gonna attach your caliper to the dual caliper bracket. You have 1 longer Allen, and what this is gonna do is it's gonna go from the back of the trailing arm through this side of the dual caliper bracket. So let's pull let's set those to the side first, and we'll pull over our trailing arm, get that in position so you can see it. All right, so we've teleported to the other side of the table. We're gonna grab, this is the left-hand side, so we're gonna grab our left-hand bracket. This might look a lot simplified compared to when it's on the vehicle, but realistically, the only things you're going to have to do, pull off your wheel, pull off your stock caliper, hang it to the side, pull off the rotor, and you're gonna disassemble your stock e-brake drum. That's just a few bolts on the side and the 1 cable that goes through the hole, and then that's off. And then basically yours is gonna look like this anyway. So don't think that I'm skipping all the hard steps just to get to here to show you and make this look easy. You guys have all pulled your wheels and rotors off 1,000 times already, so you know what to do. For the left-hand side, it's gonna be as easy as this. You're gonna locate where your stock e-brake cable went through. You have this part of the dual caliper bracket, and it's gonna be as easy as that. Then you're gonna make sure that you read the instructions, you have all the torque, and you can take your ARPs and put them in these 2 holes and thread them in. We'll take our single M6 ARP, and it's going to go down here in the small hole. These do have a specific torque in our instructions. I'll put it down on the bottom of the screen. I don't want to lie to you offhand. And a dab of red Loctite can be your friend. All right, once you have those 3 in, you will just go underneath your car, and you're gonna see on the inside that there's the one hole up here where the stock e-brake cable came through. And you're gonna thread your longer Allen head screw into that hole. Torque tight. All right, so let's flip this back over. Now, basically you've assembled a dual caliper bracket. It's that easy. The reason that this is patented, we're very proud of our patents that we have on these. You don't have to remove the hub. So if you hit something or sell the car or do whatever you need to do, other maintenance on your car, you want to powder coat some stuff, you know, you don't have to go through a wheel bearing every time you want to take on and off this dual caliper bracket. Or if, let's say you bought this and you just put on new wheel bearings for the season, this is completely plug and play without having to remove any permanent thing on the knuckle. There is no welding to the knuckle, no funny business. This is a direct bolt-on kit that allows you to go drifting as easy as possible. Now, let's grab a caliper. I have one already open, so I don't have to open this fresh box. I selected this gray Wilwood racing caliper. This is the one that comes on for me. And from here, I actually am lying to you. I wouldn't do that first. Next, I would put back on the rotor. And then once the rotor's on and your stock caliper is back on, you'll be able to slide this guy. Let me angle this for you. All right, so once your rotor is back on and your stock caliper is back on, you will just slide this one over. You're going to take 2 of the shorter Allen screws, bolts, screws. Again, please use a torque wrench and read the instructions when looking at this. Don't just do it by finger tight. If I turn this back around. All right, so now that you're torqued in the vehicle, you would take your line hardware kit and you'd start by threading in the MPT side to the wilwood caliper. Then you'll grab one of our pre-lengthed hoses and thread this in. It's AN, so it just has to be perfectly straight or it won't go. Just hard to do upside down. All right, so now that that's threaded in, we just recommend zip tying it in a few locations, and you're going to route each of, I guess we're using the E46 example, so I'll stick with that. You'll have 2 60-inch lines that you're gonna connect to your calipers. Those 2 are gonna come together in the T-fitting. There is a nice hole in the kick-up waterfall that we recommend you transferring your lines from external to internal of the vehicle. And then once you get both sides connected to your T, you're just going to take your longer single hose, connect it in, and then this one's going to route however you feel to your hydro and master setup. So that is a lot of personal preference depending on where people have them located, how OEM your car is. If you want to pull out your center console and stuff to route it underneath. If you're a full race car, just run it along the tunnel. And yeah, then basically you're done. You just would bleed your hydro and then you can go drifting. All right guys, so I hope you enjoyed that quick video just outlining basically our product catalog for dual caliper brackets and how easy it is for you to just be able to go drifting. This is truly plug and play straight out of the box. You can order any configuration you want for any make and model just right off the website, and then you can go drifting by the end of the week. It is truly as simple as that. So we hope to see your guys' orders soon, and we hope to see you out there ripping. And until next time, take care. Peace.